1992 was an interesting year for Robin Williams. He starred in one of the most successful and celebrated films of all time, Disney's Aladdin. His performance as the genie became an unforgettable part of the legacy he left behind. He also starred in another film that year that wasn't as memorable. In fact, it left those who went to see it at the theater scratching their heads in confusion. Toys. Co-written and directed by Barry Levinson, who directed such classic films like Rain Man and Good Morning Vietnam, also starring Williams. Toys tells the story of Leslie Zevo, son of Kenneth Zevo, the owner of Zevo Toys. As Kenneth is dying, he calls in his brother, General Leland Zevo, to take over running the company, as he feels that Leslie isn't quite ready for the responsibility, even though the factory has been his whole life. When the general starts his new position, he grows bored of the mundane schedule as he longs to fight in a war again, so he cooks up a plan to make war toys as a cheaper alternative for the military to use in combat. As the general starts to go mad from power, Leslie must stop his evil plot, take back Zevo Toys, and finally become the responsible man he needs to be. That's a short summary of the plot, but the film was just so visually surreal that for some it was just too hard to follow, and Toys ended up being a box office dud. I personally enjoyed the film, both its visual and audio style, as well as the performances from the talented cast.
So why am I bringing this up? Well, just like Aladdin, Toys had a video game adaptation come out around the same time as the film, with about the same critical reaction. But surely there has to be some good in this game, right? Let's find out.
Surprisingly, the game's plot follows that of the film's. Well, the final act anyway, where Leslie sneaks into the factory to take down the general and reclaim Zevo Toys. That's pretty much it, but this was an early 16-bit game, so it's kind of expected for that to not have a huge plot, let alone a game based on a film by the guy who directed Bugsy. There are 4 stages in total that will take you through the most important areas of the factory. The first 3 stages, the entrance, cafeteria, and warehouse, will have you moving through the area destroying bombs, jeeps, tanks, helicopters, and more, using a variety of good toys like RC cars, bowling balls, wind-up toys, to name a few, in order to reach the security cameras. When you reach them, you must disable them by shooting water at the lens. Not gonna lie though, this looks like something totally different. The final stage has Leslie flying the model plane through the Manhattan set, dodging helicopters and other nuisances in order to crash into the general's office, just like in the film.
Sounds simple enough until the game's biggest flaw rears its head. This game is just awful. Really awful.
The visuals are done in this pseudo-isometric style that, while not the worst thing in the world, tends to leave you a little confused on where to go next. It also doesn't help that the game is tough as hell. The general's toys take way too many hits before they're downed, but can finish you in only a few. So if you do pass stage 1, consider yourself skilled, or lucky, or both. Don't get me wrong, with a game that only has 4 stages, I expect some challenge to make the game longer, but damn, in order to show you guys the other levels, I had to use Game Genie because I could not pass the first stage to save my life. At least the controls are decent enough to not drive you completely insane. Presentation-wise, the graphics are basic enough, the stages look like the film-ish, and the toys look like toys. But the characters? Leslie looks like the love child of Tim Allen and a Ken doll, and the general, well, looks like a general. With audio, the music is forgettable and bland, and the sound effects can get really annoying, plus the general's laugh during the cutscenes? Ugh.
So that's Toys, the game, and my god is it terrible. But not only that, it's kind of an enigma. I mean, why would you make a game adaptation based on a film like this? I mean, you don't see a PlayStation 4 version of The World According to Garp, do you? Exactly. So then why review this? Well, I had a few reasons of my own.
First, I'd been wanting to do a tribute to Robin Williams ever since his passing, as he was not only one of my favorite talents, but a big inspiration on how I look at life. But I didn't want to review Aladdin because, my god, that game has been done to death. I mean, give it a rest. Granted, yeah, it's a good game, and you should play that over toys any day of the week. Also, I wanted to perhaps spark a little interest in you, the viewers, to see Toys the film and give it a fair shot. And if you've seen it before, give it a second go. Yeah, it's weird, but it's not terrible. The game, though, yeah, the game's totally terrible. The hell with that game.
And with that, this is the Dolly Popka. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next Outside the Box.